Welcome to another episode of Fun with Phones, and in today's episode we're going to talk about the SB-22 switchboard. This is actually my SB-22 switchboard. I actually built this one from scratch. We'll talk about that later, the different parts in that. But basically these came out in the mid-50s as a replacement to the old BD series of switchboards they used during World War II. They were manual too. A little bit more compact. Capable of doing local battery phones and common battery phones, plus phones, teletypes, radios, can interface to other SB-22s to make calls between switches, or to an automatic switchboard to make calls, and that's basically how it functions. It basically consists of this unit, and it's got a cover on it. I don't have the cover. I wish I did. The cover functions as a carry handle for the unit and as a packing storage location for the headset or handset that goes with it, the manual, stuff like that. They're basically a 12-line switch with an operator pack in it. Each one of these represents a phone line that you can connect the phone to. We'll talk about how that's done in a little bit later. And this is the actual operator's pack. This basically functions where the operator can talk to, answer calls, and make calls and stuff. Right here, it's got the hand ringer for the operator. It's actually got handset or headset connects right there. This is the actual plug that the operator would plug in to answer a phone call. It's got a selector switch for ringing. Ring back is used when you're making conference calls. I'll demonstrate that. Ring forward is used if you have a power ringer, which is an external device you connect up, and you can actually make rings without having to crank the crank by just plugging into the line or party you want to call and going like that, and it will send an electrical ring signal without having to turn the crank. The night attendant alarm is this toggle switch right here. It allows you to have either a little buzzer, an audible alarm, a little buzzer, or off, or a visual indication of when you get an incoming call. The visual indication is right here. And like I said, you have the ability to turn it on and off right here on this switch. The line packs themselves are removable. It's possible to actually take the operator pack out of this switch, this SB-22, and insert 4 more line packs, and then stack this on top of another SB-22 for more phone lines. And that's how lots of times it is operated like this. Basically, I'm going to operate it here as a 12-line switchboard. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll stop, and we'll switch it around, and I'll show you the back of the unit and explain how that functions. Okay, I flipped it around. This is the back side. This is where the connections are made. On each side of the back, there's actually a slit that's got like a rubber gasket on it so you can run your field wires in. This is my setup I use for when I do collection shows, so I don't run individual wires. I've got quick disconnects so I cheat, but it works the same way. We'll go ahead and we'll open this up. These both pull out and it swings open. And you can see there's a line of binding posts in here. The binding posts represent the phone lines themselves. This right here, I'll pull it out. This is the battery pack. This is interesting. This has got 4 D-cell batteries in it. It basically unscrews and they fit inside there. And one half of the battery pack powers the microphone part, so you have an amplified microphone. And the other half actually powers the night alarm portion, the buzzer or the light. And it just clips right in here. And you're good to go. This plate right here explains everything. Of course, you got lines 1 to 12. Then you come down here, you also have the ability to run a battery. For some reason, I've seen some of these when I've looked online to buy them. This is missing. You can actually take a battery pack like this, which you can get commercially, and plug one of these into the mic battery binding post and the night alarm binding post, and you can power the switchboard and make it work without having to use this part right here. So, I mean, that's an option I've seen. Like I said, I've seen them available where you can't, this is bad or not included, but you can still run your switchboard. This emergency operator is provided, if you wanted to, instead of hooking a handset to the front of the phone system and like an operator headset, you can actually plug in a 312 phone in right there. You could use the phone as the operators would talk on. Ring generator. That is another device that's hooked up externally that provides the power ring capability. I have one to use that I use for when I go out and do collector shows and that, because it's hard to crank. It's just easier to flip the switch to ring generator. But that's where the ring generator would plug in at. This also has the ability to run in a common battery mode, which means this switchboard can actually provide power to phones if they're capable of running common battery. And basically you would connect your common battery points there, and if I remember correctly, I'd have to check the TO. I think it's 24 volts DC, but this would, you could run your 312 phone set in common battery mode and not have to have batteries in it. That's just an option they provide. Like I said, it's all binding posts. You just push them in, slide the wire, push them in there. They slide through the little rubber pieces right here, and that's pretty much it. And that's the back side. Now we'll go ahead and I'll flip it around, and we'll actually hook it up and make some actual phone calls with it. Okay, for our demonstration purposes, we've got some stuff hooked up here. I've got the phone hooked up. I've got an EE8 phone hooked up, and I've got a TA1 and a TA312. All these labels on here are for my phones I use when I do my collector's display. I'm not going to do that. We're going to demonstrate basic operations on it. You can see I have a handset hooked to it right now. I don't have a headset, and I also prefer a handset anyway. So we'll go ahead and we'll start by having the EE8 make a phone call coming in. Okay, the first thing you'll notice is that little white thing popped up on this. That indicates there's an incoming phone call on that. Okay, also, you can see the light is on if you wanted to run night attendant and light and visual, or there's a real faint beeper or buzzer that goes off that explains it's in. Now what would happen on this is the person that was the operator would take his operator patch cord and plug into that and say, "Hello, what do you need?" The person on the other end would tell him, "I need to talk to so-and-so, or I need to be patched to this." And the operator would then say, "Take and patch it. We're going to patch this one to the TA312. And notice also that when you plug in the operator jack into the answering plug right there, it clears a little alarm. Then what he'll do then is he'll go ahead and crank this. Rings the 312. Person on the end of the 312 will answer, and the guy will say, operator will say, "Okay, stand by for Captain so-and-so." And they tell Captain so-and-so, "Okay, all the parties are on," and he'll go ahead and pull out and replace this thing in here. Now, these two parties, you can talk back and forth between the 312 and the 838 or whatever phones are on there, back and forth, whatever they want to talk about. When they get done, since the operator is no longer on the call, they'll do what's called a ring back. One side or the other will take and just do a quick ring. You can see where it rang, it popped up. Have it on night alarm to let them know that, "Oh, I'm done with the phone call, pull the patch down." So the operator will then take the plug and pull it, clear the call, and he's ready to go again. Now picture this. This could get quite busy for one person, especially if stuff was going on. It was back and forth and plugging stuff back and forth and doing different things. So, I mean, that's how it basically worked. One person would operate it. We'll go ahead and I'll demonstrate a conference call now. Generally what would happen at a conference call is the person would call from line 1, which is the EE8. We'll go ahead and we'll call. Hear it beeping, see the little eye pop open. And the operator's going to answer it and go, "Operator, what can I help you for?" And the guy on the other end said, "Well, I need to talk to 2, 3, 4, whatever different lines on here for a conference call." And the operator will usually write them down. They usually have a little log book to write down the calls they'll do. Then they'll go ahead and they'll patch the calls up, and they'll basically take, and this one, they'll plug it into right here, which is going to call the 312, patches him into the conference, and then the TA1 into the call right here. Now he's going to go ahead, he's going to crank. And it rang both phones. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but it rings both phones at the same time. The people on the phones will answer the phone. The operator will say, "Stand by for a conference call with so-and-so." And then when he's done, he'll then ring back. Because lots of times the person originating the call will just hang up. He'll go to ring back and crank, and it basically rings this phone in the ring back position. That guy will answer it. The operator will say, "Hey, your conference call set up, proceed." Then the operator will unplug and plug back into the jack and take care of other calls. Now, as this conference is going on, these people are talking back and forth, and when the conference call is done, just like anything else, somebody will ring off. They'll go ahead, one of the parties will go ahead and do the operator will look and see, "Oh, Okay, the conference call is done. He'll go ahead and pull the patches down, clear it, and that's it. The conference is done. This one is an aluminum case. They're also making plastic cases. I wish I had a cover for this one. I'm looking for it. Like I said earlier, the cover functions as the carrying handle and storage compartment to store stuff in. It sticks out in front of the phone, probably about this far, about 6 inches out. And that's where you store your headset, handset, the operations manual, anything like that. So I'd really like to get one of those. Like I said, I have it set up. These are all the phones I had set up on display. It works with all the NATO phones that I have. I'll probably do another video to add. I got a couple more NATO phones out there that I want to demonstrate, but and that's how it functions, and that is the SB-22.